Hi everyone, welcome to Mass Comm Theory. My name is Laura Hudson. I have had many of you in class before, either in the classroom or online, so welcome back. And to those who I haven't had in class before, welcome. I look forward to working with you this semester. This video will just be short. It will spend a few minutes going through the Moodle page, making sure you know where everything is. I'm going to go through the syllabus just so that you understand the requirements for the class, and then I'll tell you just a little bit about myself. So first, you are already on the Moodle page, so you know where to start because that's where this video is. But I just wanted to walk through a few things. The course-specific information is here. That's where you will find the syllabus that I'll show you in just a minute. You'll find my contact information in bio. So I want to click on that and just so that you can see this is my contact information. Really, the best way to reach me is via email. My office number, I just don't use very much, and half the time I forget to check my voicemail. So it's really best to send me an email, and you can set up a time to meet with me or to call or to set up a chat online, whatever we can do. This is really the best way. I check it several times a day. And just so that you know, I do prefer just to be called Laura. It's might be uncomfortable for you, but in all your correspondence, just address me as Laura. That's fine. It's just really what I prefer. And if your question, if you have something that's general about the class itself, a certain requirement or assignment, use the question for Laura forum. That response will benefit you, but also everyone else might learn from your question. So we'll come back to a little bit about myself in a few minutes, but back to the main course page. One of your assignments is a glossary created by the class, and this is where you're going to find that to get started. I'll come back to that in a few minutes. Then your major paper this semester, which you'll be due at the end of the semester, is a theory and cultural representation paper, and the instructions for it are right here. I also have the rubric posted and an example from, I taught this class in the summer. It's a relatively new assignment that I created this past summer. And I have an example here for one of the students that took that class, and it's a really good paper. It's not perfect by any means, but it is good. It'll give you kind of an idea of what I'm looking for in this assignment. This is the Stay Connected section. This is where I'll post announcements. This is that questions for Laura section, that if you have a question for me that might benefit the whole class, to put it there. And if you want to follow me on social media, that often helps when you're about to graduate, especially, and you want to connect with me on LinkedIn and use me as a resource. So feel free to connect with me on all the different social media platforms. And then you'll see that this is week 1. I actually am going to go put this in student view so that we're both looking at it from your point of view. All right, there's the student view. These boxes over here are things that you can check or that will be checked for you to show what you have completed for the course, and especially for each week. So you'll see it. So once you read the learning outcomes, you can check that box, and that way you know that you have completed that, and Moodle will kind of give you an update on what you're doing each time. Lesson and reading material. So for this first week, you'll read chapter 1 and look over the slides that are posted here. And you'll have a discussion forum. And once you have done the requirements for the discussion forum, which is to have your initial post and then to respond to at least one other student, this box will be checked in automatically. And this is where you're going to choose this week. Your 2 requirements this week, or I guess 3 requirements, is to read chapter 1 and to participate in the discussion forum, and then to choose your week to be the glossary editor. So what's going to happen is that we are, as a group, preparing a glossary together. This course has a lot of terms and theories, and I thought this would be a helpful way to gather information for all of you to share together for when you're working on your midterm or your final or the research paper. I'm going to come back to this in just a second. Let me just get through this Moodle page, and then you'll see that each week I have a weekly wrap-up so that you can review that. And then I will have each week available and open to you before that week begins, and those will start popping up as we progress through the semester. So now let me move to the syllabus, and then we'll come back to the glossary information. So this is your syllabus. It's a PDF on the page that you can download or pull up at any time. And this is, of course, the syllabus, the course description, the learning goals and outcomes, what you should learn, the institutional learning goals that we want you to achieve in this class, the Mass Comm program learning goals that we want you to achieve, and of course, all of what you will learn in this class itself. So you're going to, in this class, understand the role and function of Mass Comm theories in a contemporary society. You're going to study the research of Mass Comm scholars and identify different applications that they've put into place. You're going to identify the historical evolution of communication theories and recognize those theories that have some flaws, and evaluate the basic process of communication theory application and how to integrate it into your thinking, and to develop a personally meaningful and well-developed perspective on mass media. This will help you make better use of the media and to be more media literate as well. Okay, so there's all my contact information as I talked about on the Moodle page. This is your text for the class. We will be using the text heavily. All the theories, your glossary, your quizzes, your paper, you'll be needing to use this text as a resource. There's that. You can rent it. I think a digital copy is only $26. There's also a copy on reserve in the library on the main campus in Rochester that you can come and use. I think you have to stay in the library, but you can check it out for about 2 hours so that you can keep up with each chapter. Okay, the requirements for the course, the discussion forum, we'll do 8 of those, 25 points each. Your requirement is to respond to the discussion forum, the questions, to use a quote from the text or to reference your text by including a direct quote and applying it correctly to what you are interpreting and writing, and that you have to put your initial post and have it posted by Tuesday night of each week, and then you have to respond to one other student by Thursday night of each week. Okay, so that's our discussion forum, and there's a lot more information. I'm not going to read the whole syllabus to you. You will also have 3 theory analysis that you're going to choose a theory. I'm going to provide you a list, and then there's a questionnaire where you're going to fill out information. Hopefully getting you a little bit more in depth into each of these theories will help you apply them and use them in your final paper of the semester. Also, the glossary editor, which I've referenced several times. This is a cooperative glossary. You will choose a week to be editor. So up to 3 of you will choose this first week to be editor. And what you're going to do is when you're reading the chapter and going through, you are going to put key terms into the cooperative glossary. I'll go back to that in a minute and show that to you. Each week, the week that you're serving as an editor, you can earn up to 50 points. So basically, it's you putting in information that you think will be helpful to you and to the other students. So you can refer back to this glossary when you're taking tests, when you're writing papers, and discussing topics with the rest of the class. So this is a glossary created by you and for you. So since we're talking about it, let me go back to the glossary page, to the Moodle homepage. And if you go down to week 1, this is where you're going to click on this and choose your week that you want to be glossary editor. We have, as of today, we have 18 students in this course and 7 weeks for glossary terms. So up to 3 students will serve as editors. So you won't be the only one. You'll be, the 2 or 3 of you will be working together to create that glossary. You can do it independently of one another, or you can message each other and work together on it. So if you choose to start this week, you and we'll get right into it from chapter 1, read the text and the slides, define any words that you don't know or that you need extra help to understand, or things that you want to remember to use as a resource for later. So now this is when you are the editor. So this is where you click on this, and it's going to give you the option to select which week you want to be editor. And I do have it maxed out only 3 students per week. And since our numbers aren't quite, some weeks we'll only have 2 students. Okay, so let me go back to the home page. When you are the editor, you're going to go up here to the very top of the Moodle page where it says course specific information, glossary created by class. You'll click on that. And the instructions are there about what kind of words, the definitions, and you need to use examples if you can to make it more helpful to you. So you can add points or add words. You just click on, if it starts with the letter B, just click on B, and you can see what's there before, or you can add a new entry, and you can just put in the title of the word and the definition and list keywords if someone's doing a search for them. If you want to use an example or something that might be helpful, you can add a file here as well. Okay, so I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but again, if you have any questions or confused about it at all, please reach out to me and I will be happy to help. All right, so let's go back to the syllabus. That's Glossary Editor. You will have a midterm and a final. They're 100 points each. I will always tell you what is covered on the test. The final, basically the midterm will cover the first 4 weeks and the final the last 4 weeks. And so all of the chapters, slides, and the discussion will be available for questions, and there'll be short answer, but also longer essay type questions as well. And here's the details about your final paper. I'll probably have another video that talks a little bit more about this in a week or so. And that way we can talk through what I expect from this paper. But please read through this and also the information that is on the Moodle homepage. These are standard institutional policies that you need to read through so that you can see what's expected of you. With online classes, attendance is taken. It is based upon your participation in the class. If you log in and do nothing, you are not counted as present. So you need to participate, like this week, in the discussion forum and sign up for a week to be your glossary editor so that you are counted as present. If you run into circumstances where you need to withdraw from the class, the last day to withdraw is Friday, February 8th. Deadlines are concrete. We are in the professional world where you need to submit things on time. So my policy is that late work is not accepted. I usually, though, give each student one exception. So if you run into something, that's a problem for you, let me know and I will work with you on that once. Of course, if something dramatic happens in your life, reach out to me in advance and I will work with you and see what we can work out to get you help. Okay, here's our course schedule. This is what you can read to see what is due each week. This is the topic, what's assigned that you need to be working on, what is due. So like this week, it's the discussion, post, and response, and you sign up to be the glossary editor. These numbers over here link back to the course learning outcomes. So those outcomes that I read through a few minutes ago, these are the 2 outcomes that I expect you to be able to achieve this week. And you can see that for each week. So this is where you can kind of keep up. I, of course, also put all of this on Moodle. Now your syllabus is, really our contract for this class. Read the syllabus and there'll be a lot of information here for you. If something is confusing or you don't understand, as always, please send me a message and I will help you. Okay, so I think that is all about the class I want to go through. Let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I have taught at Rochester College for more than 20 years. My background is in public relations. I have worked in the PR field for more than 30 years. As a writer and editor, even done a little bit of design, given speeches, all the things that a PR person does. I've worked for magazines, I've worked for colleges, and I've taught at 2 or 3 different colleges, and I love teaching, and that really gives me my purpose in life and that I really enjoy. And you can read through my bio here just to find out more about what I think about and my background professionally and all the details of what I've done and the different positions that I've held. Um, I also, my family, I am married to another RC professor. There's the two of us right here. And he teaches sports management in the business department here. He also is a head coach of track and cross country at Lake Orion High School for the girls' side and is very successful in that field as well. I have one daughter, Taylor, who's 20. She's a Rochester College student. So I am a Rochester College professor, but I'm also a parent of a student. I have two stepchildren, Davis, who's 22. He's out on his own working, and Kate, who also is a Rochester College student. So all four of us from our family, all go to Rochester College every day. So I walk daily. I enjoy exercising and being outside, even in the cold. My husband and I are really into traveling. Last semester, we served as the college's sponsors for our Europe study abroad trip. So we spent the semester in Europe, living in Vienna, Austria for 3 months. It was awesome. If you ever want to talk to me about it, I'm available. You can't stop me from talking about that trip. It was an incredible experience. Another thing that my husband and I have started doing is that a couple years ago we started hiking the high points of each of our 50 states. So we started 2 years ago. We've hiked 11 of them so far. The most difficult that we've done was just a couple weeks ago. We were in Texas. My family are all in Dallas, my biological family, not my immediate family now in Michigan. And we did some high points of the way. We did Oklahoma and Texas. Texas was the highest that we've done. It was at 9,000 feet. The photo that you see here is us at the top of Guadalupe Peak in Texas, almost 9,000 feet. It was very challenging. It took 7.5 hours, and we had ice and snow at the top, 50-mile-an-hour winds. At some point, I was like, what has my husband got me into? So, but I made it. It was wonderful. It was a great experience, and I would do it again now that I'm off the mountain. But it was a great experience, and we really enjoy doing things like that. So enough about me. I'm happy to work with each of you in this class. Excited for us to get started. I don't want to make this too long, so I will stop now. And I look forward to working with you this semester. Thanks so much.